All right, so in the Twitter space, just on social media, a lot of people are talking about this multi-account strategy. You know, I open Twitter on any given day and you'll see the same advice repeated often, which is create multiple TikTok accounts, spin up a dozen Instagram profiles, warm them up to the algorithm. There's a lot of people selling ebooks on this and courses on how to do this. By the way, I've been ahead of the curve by like 2 years. So I'm kind of a gatekeeper. Ironically, I'm sharing a lot of information to you guys, but it's like, bro, I've been knowing about this and I'm trying to tell you guys, like, you probably just want to run ads. If you look at my past videos, you know, I talk about organic strategies, organic outreach. You know, there's a video of me having like 12 phones, like a long time ago, probably about 6 months ago, in a VA, warming up each account on each phone. And I went to the store, AT&T, and I got a data card for each phone. So these phones look unique, although you could use proxies. And I was like balls to the wall deep in this strategy. And taking a step back after like running ads for about 6 to 7 months, like it saves you so much time. And you know, you guys could do the same thing as me, but like if you just have $20 a day in ad spend and you have your app, you'll get way more consistency and customers flowing in and way more predictability and honestly way more control over who your audience targets rather than just relying on an algorithm, you know, when you're spinning up these TikTok accounts and Instagram profiles. And by the way, guys, I offer one-to-one mentoring in the description below. Whether it's your first customer or you're already at 3K per month and just want to hit 10K per month, it doesn't matter the phase you're in because I walk the same path that you're in right now, all the way to listing my SaaS for sale to private equity. So this is only for the serious people who want to speed up their growth. Let's get back into the video. So guys, the promise is seductive, organic reach, authentic engagement, zero ad spend. Guys, this strategy has become gospel in certain founder circles. You know, I go on Twitter again and, you know, this strategy is common in a lot of scrappy underdog paths to like product market fit. But the uncomfortable truth, guys, about this said strategy is it's for broke people. I have it written down right here. Not necessarily, it's just for people who kind of like in more of a scarcity mindset. And it's like, guys, if you live in the US and you're not in India, like I understand the currency in India or these third world countries or the Philippines, it's a bit lower. So you do want to go for these scrappier strategies, but like just spend $20 a day in meta ads. And you know, Cal AI is doing this. You go on Facebook ad library and see literally the hundreds of advertisements they're running on meta ads. But it's like, you know, nobody talks about this. The app Quitter, they're doing the same thing. By the way, I love the founders, by the way. I watch a lot of their videos and take a lot of inspiration. But you know, these like larger founders that a lot of small founders look up to, they'll talk about like these distribution methods, which is honestly just kind of a slower path to success than just like running Facebook ads. And I'll kind of go into the strategy in a bit, but if you guys need a DoorDash for $20 a day just to run some Facebook ads, you know, maybe like an hour or two, just do it. It just makes your life way more simple. You can focus on product rather than like trying to game distribution. Like, you know, with you guys, this goes across all like just everything, life, business. Like as soon as you feel like you're getting cute with business, like that's where you kind of just got to take a step back and just operate with first principles in life, you know, because sometimes like these creative ways and it's just kind of like a false sense of progress when there's a better scenario. So guys, with the multi-account hustle, you're spending 3 to 4 hours a day creating content, managing multiple personas, trying to game algorithms that change monthly, by the way, and you're burning founder time. Your most valuable asset is your founder time on tasks that don't scale, you know, like it's very hard to scale organic outreach. Like a lot of people actually pay agencies to do this that already has like the SOP, that already has contractors and employees. Perhaps that is a better route for you guys who want to scale this way, but it's like a lot of people who start this method, they don't have money, so you guys can't really just outsource to an agency. And you guys watched a lot of my videos. I usually say don't outsource to an agency, but let me take a drink real quick. And I'll always say that, but I've just been seeing a lot of stuff online about this strategy. And it works, but just not as much as you guys think. So anyways, you're essentially paying yourself with this strategy minimum wage to be a full-time content creator instead of founder or building product or closing deals, whether it's like B2B. Let's just break it down like this. An hour and a half a day door dashing for $20 a day, right? Facebook ads. It seems expensive to like free organic methods and distribution, but $600 monthly investment buys data. You can find out your LTV, churn, customer acquisition costs, predictability, and time back to actually run your company. It's the difference between guessing and knowing what works. 1 second. In the Facebook ads library, as of date, you know, you can kind of target like the audience you want For like, if I have Cal AI, I could probably target, I want one section to be women who like McDonald's, another section to be gym bros, right? You can like target these demographics, but with TikTok, it's like, you don't know, right? Even if you like pay an influencer, like you really don't know their audience. And I'm gonna get into it in a little bit, but like, guys, when you're selling your app, do you think like private equity firm wants to buy your app because, oh, cool, you know, oh, they ask like what your distribution method is, and you're like, oh, you know, I got a couple videos that went viral on TikTok. They're gonna be like, bro, this is very risky, okay? Someone wants to buy your app, like they're just looking for things that's like, that de-risks them, you know? A lot of people don't even buy apps. A lot of private equity firms don't buy apps because it's just one founder. If it's two founders or a couple co-founders and employees, it's like, you're like de-risked, you know? So it's even hard to sell your app when your distribution method like relies on these weird organic free distribution methods. So what's the real cost of free distribution? Weekly time investment, 25 hours. You're managing multiple accounts, creating content, engaging with comments, and tracking organic metrics in the spreadsheet as you should be. Predictable revenue, you have no idea what your predictable revenue is. So an algorithm change can wipe out months of progress overnight. You know, I've seen people on Twitter do this. They create freaking Python scripts to like post and, you know, click certain things on the app because the Android platform is a bit more flexible than iOS. You can do a lot more things on Android. And it's like Instagram comes out with an update where they like move this button or they check this before posting. And it's like, bro, your months of work, and I'm telling you, I've gone through the same thing. Your months of work, or maybe your 2-week sprint of like building out this system in-house, it's gone. And it's like, I say this to a lot of my students, it's like, bro, I think you're gonna be successful regardless, but it's just like, how much time do you want to spend? Your distribution is at the mercy of platforms like algorithms. And to get meaningful traction with building an organic audience, it takes forever, while paid channels can validate your hypothesis in probably like a week. Fastest way, like maybe normally 3 or 4 days if you just get the creative like right. But yeah, I would just give it a week. With organic, it's like, you never know. So the opportunity cost is staggering. Those 24 hours that you spent on weekly time investment for organic outreach or distribution could be spent on customer development, talking to your customers, product iteration. Dude, even like partnership deals with influencers rather than just managing all these accounts. That can make you more revenue. But instead, you're hoping the video about your SaaS feature number 47 goes viral on account number 8. It just seems a bit ridiculous. I think a lot of people can be successful with this method, but again, it's just like, how much time do you want to spend? So again, I told you guys about how Cal AI has paid distribution via ads. They have Quitter, by the way, so they have paid distribution with ads. And it just saves your sanity, guys. Every day I wake up, check my Stripe account, and I get like, for like $50 a day, I get like 8 to 10 customers for free trials. 4 or 5 of them will convert to free trial. But it saves your sanity, guys. There's no more obsessing over posting schedules, trending sounds. You're not a dancing monkey, bro. You're a founder. I was gonna say, like, do you think Mark Zuckerberg was worried about like trending sounds, like when he was building Facebook? Like, probably not. You're not worrying about which account got shadow banned. With ads, you set up your campaign, click run with a pixel, with a button, make sure your tracking is in place, and you focus on what actually grows your business after like your ads campaign is running. So another thing is like consistency over chaos. Paid ads deliver predictable results day in, day out. You know your CAC, right? What is CAC? CAC, customer acquisition cost. You know your conversion rates. You know your churn. You know your payback period. You know if you're running weekly subscriptions or monthly subscriptions or annual subscriptions. That's not sexy, but it's how real businesses scale. Like, bro, I remember joining this Twitter group. You know, they were all talking, like you could hear their voices. And I was asking the founder of like Tabs Chocolate, like, you know, should I sell my business? Should I keep it? And he was like, bro, what's your CAC? And there's probably like 20 other founders there. By the way, this is when I first started making SaaS, like when ChatGPT 3.5 first came out. And he was like, what's your CAC? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. He's like, what's your LTV? And I'm like, you know, I'm testing prices, you know, I don't know yet. I felt retarded, I'm not gonna lie. But it's because at that point, I was just running organic marketing, dude. You know, so like organic marketing kind of keeps you from knowing like your metrics because it's just easier, you know? It's honestly just free and easy, so you don't have to worry about it. That's why a lot of people who sell courses online, it's like, can you run a business? Can you scale a business? Because, and I know I'm going on a side tangent, but there's so much wiggle room when you sell courses or, you know, mentorship online that like you're not tracking the lifetime value of a customer, right? Because it's just like all profit after that. You're not tracking like the experience your customer has. Another thing, guys, is serious buyers trust ads, like whenever they buy your company. In my past video, I talk about like not selling my company to private equity, but I was very close to it. And guys, when PE firms evaluate your company, they want to see repeatable, scalable acquisition channels. I don't think they want to see, we have 12 TikTok accounts. It doesn't really inspire confidence. Now, perhaps if you have one YouTube channel where it's like you're posting content and you have a moat and a brand, like perhaps sure. But what does inspire confidence is a profitable Facebook ads funnel. So that bleeds into like what the organic only crowd doesn't understand. It's your distribution strategy directly impacts your company's valuation and exit potential. Like I said, private equity firms and acquirers don't just buy your product, they buy your growth engine. When I was selling my SaaS, looking back, it's like I could have done way better. I could have just done better things like with the SaaS, but I had two channels, paid ads and like organic SEO really like had their ears or eyes light up because it's like, it's free and it's repeatable. And it's not like you're relying on one viral video. And it had like documented unit economics. Like you go into Google Analytics, it says like how many people are clicking the link on Google and how many searches you're getting per month. I think that's worth like 3 to 5 times more, in my opinion, in a sale than like we went viral on TikTok a few times. A lot of you guys who haven't really got to like your first 1K, 10K MRR, when you're running Facebook ads, it's not just, your app, it's not just about getting customers today. If you build it right and you document everything, it's about building a sellable asset tomorrow rather than making cash today. That's why a lot of agency people go into it, a lot of service-based businesses, they go into SaaS because it's like, you make your money on the buy, you make your money on the sell. You guys have heard that with real estate, but like with SaaS, it's like you really do make your money on the sell. Depending on like the moat or your business, or depending on your SaaS app, you can get like 4 to 6x multiple, like pretty easy if you track everything correctly and these firms see potential. And it's like getting to 5K MRR in a high CPM industry, when you sell that, that could be a house, you could buy a house after that. I'd probably just recommend just reinvesting into the next business, but that's the reality of SaaS, guys. So again, like free organic distribution is 4 times more expensive in time than paid channels, and it delivers a fraction of the strategic value. And after this video, you guys are going to go on Twitter, see people become successful with these organic strategies. And I do want to say like a little bit of it is survivorship bias. For every founder who built an audience organically, 100 others probably tried it and, wasted months trying the same approach with 0 results. Now, if you guys do want to know a little bit about like my organic strategies, I do have videos. You can just like watch them, click through them. But on Twitter, it's like you only hear about the winners, guys. And again, I do want to say this again, both can work, but like one just saves you much more time. And when you're like new in this business, you're gonna be spending time a lot with like product, a lot with like the organic distribution method. If it was me and I had money cash flowing coming in, I'll pay someone to build the app and obviously learn the distribution myself, period. And then that's the fastest way to success. A lot of like just any business, like someone who owns a real estate firm, do you think he's going in and sending these lease documents or going in and scouting the property and seeing like what's broken or like doing the drywall in the real estate? No, he's not. So it comes to a certain point, guys, where if you are making money from a day job or cash flowing your agency, you do have to outsource a lot of stuff in your SaaS business. So, perhaps in 2021, founders won with organic, but in my opinion, today's algorithm and landscape is saturated, competitive, and far less forgiving to newcomers. Now, the barrier to entry into SaaS has lowered because of AI, but there is a lot of nuance. I always say, like, just keep watching videos, follow those unknown Twitter accounts on X that just drop sauce. Keep watching my videos, of course. And yeah, so this video was kind of like advice, venting a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comment section below and I'll get to it next video. Have a good one.